Creatures of the night, you have asked, and now you shall receive. Posted a video saying I would be doing a Q&A, and guys asked a lot of questions, and I'm ready to answer each and every one of them. So I'm not going to waste your time any longer. I'm going to go ahead and jump into things here. And first question is by fellow YouTuber and fellow Creature of the Night, personal friend of mine actually too, King Ignant. Well, King Ignat, unfortunately the podcasts have been put on hold, as Code Zero Entertainment did indeed shut down its operations not too long ago, and they weren't doing so well. At one point, the podcast was the only thing that was happening in that company, and it was supposed to be an entirely music-related company. We were supposed to have shows and promotions and all that, and none of it happened. I'm glad I never had a big part in it, and I'm glad I pulled out when I did, because that company just fell apart. And unfortunately, so I don't really have anything to do podcasts under, because I'm not really under any other podcasting service or anything like that. But I would like to see you again, hopefully reconnect and hang out sometime for sure. That'd be fun. Next series of questions are from fellow Creature of the Night, Blanton Stammy. I'm sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. I'm not very good with pronunciation, clearly. So let's see what you got to ask. Let's take a look at these questions. Personally, I think the political system is quite corrupt. I'm a man who believes in freedom and the power of people. I'm a man who believes in bringing a revolution back to fight against the system. I'm a man who believes in people having minds of their own. These days, our lives are so controlled by the media and politicians and big corporations, we've almost lost touch and sight of who we truly are on the inside. But luckily, there are people like me out there, and like many others, who know what's going on the inside of this whole political system. Innocent people in countries around the world are being killed every day, yet the media doesn't inform us on it. They aren't telling us what's really going on. They're telling us about 35% of what's actually going on, and they tend to stretch the truth or hide the truth a lot, and it's ridiculous. And we can stand up and fight and teach our kids and our future generations to fight back. Don't believe anything that the media and Fox News tells you that you should believe. Stop pouring all of your money into these giant corporations and show the world that you aren't just a mold in our gray society. Show the world that you have some vibrance and some color in this world, and that you do stand out. Be a leader, not a follower. I mean, sorry to ramble on and on. It's just something I'm just fighting against what's going on. It's just something I'm really passionate about, getting that word out there. I think it's really important to educate future generations properly. Tell them the truth. But that's my thoughts on politics in a nutshell. I think they're pretty good, Born of Osiris. Although, with their most recent album, I feel like they shifted more towards a bit of a mainstream approach. They have been really challenged to live up to the expectations of the success of their first EP, which was pretty damn good. I feel like they've lost a lot of their technicality, and their most recent work it's quite watered down compared to their early work. But I do respect them as musicians. I would have to say Anthrax. It's not that I don't like Anthrax. In fact, the majority of their work I've heard, it's pretty damn good. They're just a band that I never got heavily into. Same with Megadeth. I mean, I like Megadeth. I just never got as heavily into them as I did with bands with the other two, Metallica and Slayer. But I do like Anthrax. They would probably have to be my least favorite though. A year ago, I would have said Motorhead, but since Motorhead is no longer, rest in peace, Lemmy, I would have to say either Metallica, Slayer, Iron Maiden. Slayer puts on really good shows, actually. Even Judas Priest would be a sick show. God, if Pantera were still around, I would have loved to have seen them. Rest in peace, Dime. But yeah, I have a lot of concerts I do want to go to in my lifetime. I haven't seen any band more than once, unfortunately, but if I were to see one again, it would definitely be Black Sabbath. That show was incredible, actually. Too bad they're on their last tour, you know. Okay, so I like cranberry juice. I like cranberry sauce with some nice turkey. But when it comes to cranberries themselves, I find them disgusting. That's just me, though. Sorry to burst your bubble. Alright, next series of questions are from Iron Maiden Flight 666. This guy, he's one of my fellow loyal creatures of the night. So let's take a look at what he's got to ask the Thrash JD. Favorite Iron Maiden song? I would have to pick three: Moonchild, 2 Minutes to Midnight, and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. The song. Actually, that whole album is incredible, but that song really shows Iron Maiden a whole different look at Iron Maiden. You've got that old school Iron Maiden sound, much like 2 Minutes to Midnight. You know, it's got the old school metal, British heavy metal, Bruce Dickinson's kick-ass vocals. You know, but it goes for a more progressive approach, which I thought was really cool. And that whole album is one of my favorite albums of all time, actually. I don't normally like to judge my creatures of the night, but I did say I'd answer every question. So, honestly, if we were scaling how ugly she is, 10 being the ugliest, 1 being the least ugly, I would have to say -20. Nightwish is quite the good-looking creature of the night, and she's a fellow subscriber that has actually shown me a lot of love, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, I got nothing bad to say about her. Next series of questions are from fellow creature of the night, Mr. Death Metal. Let's take a look at what he's got to ask. Oh, my top 5 WrestleManias. Okay. So, I could make a whole video on this if I wanted to. I could do like top 10 WrestleManias if I wanted to. But your top 5, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Number 5 is WrestleMania 12, 1996. Number 4 is WrestleMania 25 in 2009. Number 3 is WrestleMania 18 in 2002. Number 2 is WrestleMania 23 in 2007. And number 1 would definitely have to be WrestleMania 17 in 2001. In fact, WrestleMania 17 is the greatest pay-per-view in all of the WWE's history, in my own opinion, at least. Favorite death metal band? It's a tie between Gutted and Morbid Angel. Both bands are incredible. Gutted is actually extremely underrated. You look at their early work, or one of their earliest albums, Bleed for Us to Live. It's a fantastic album. You can check out my review on it that I posted way back in the day when I started this channel. And it's actually one of my favorite albums of all time. Next question is from fellow creature of the night, Alexi Karen. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but believe it or not, I actually dig Slipknot. I think they're one of the best in the new metal subgenre, new being NU metal. New metal. Their early work was so blood pumping and so aggressive. I totally dug it, man. Their album, The Grey Chapter and All Hope Is Gone, were the only 2 albums that really disappointed me, but the majority of their work is super enjoyable. And they actually put on wicked live shows and really know how to engage the audience. Speaking of the audience, they've got some pretty interesting fans. But the music's good, though. Next question is from fellow creature of the night, Scotty Cena. Believe me, if I had the answer, maybe this channel would achieve more success. I don't know. But I'm working I'm working towards continuing up the mountain. It's onwards and upwards, as Bret Hart says. Um, but yeah, I have a positive outlook on this channel, and I'm just hoping that I'll keep going up, you know. But I do this because I like to do this. I don't do this to try and get views. I'm Shane Dawson. Um, I actually do like to entertain the fans and the creatures, and I like having my creatures of the night, and I like to interact with each and every one of you. Who knows, maybe if I were a smoking hot blonde chick with big tits talking about metal, maybe my videos would get more views. But hey, who knows, maybe one day I'll hit it big. Next series of questions are from fellow creature of the night and a good friend of mine that I've made on here, Nightwish. Not the band Nightwish, her YouTube name is Nightwish. So let's take a look at what you have to ask me. Neither, to be honest. I'm not an extremely political dude. That's just me, though. I was like 5 years old watching WrestleMania 17, and there was a wrestler at the time. I don't know if he's still around or not. His name was Triple H, who was one of my favorites growing up, and his entrance music was done by Motorhead. And at WrestleMania 17, Motorhead played his entrance music live at the event, and while he came out, and it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen at that time, at that age, and it was friggin' awesome. And I liked the song too that they played for him. It was really cool, had a cool sound to it, and I just clicked with that sound. And I eventually, through Napster and LimeWire at the time, this was a while ago, discovered more and more Motorhead, and Motorhead opened the doors for Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Metallica, which opened the doors for so many other metal bands. But Motorhead was really that gateway into metal. So I got into metal at a really early age. I would have to pick between power metal, thrash metal, progressive metal, and symphonic metal. I have such a huge variety of metal in my musical interest that it's so hard to pick one, but if I were to pick, it would have to be between those four. This is a tough one. Personally, I think everyone running at the moment is a complete buffoon, some more idiotic than others, obviously, but everyone seems to lean more towards Bernie Sanders. Honestly, anyone but Donald goddamn Trump is fine with me. I live in Canada, so haha, but I'm not trying to be a dick. But might I say you have quite a lovely name. I've always loved that name, Alexandra. It's quite elegant. My first name is J Deep, hence JD, but I only go by J. A lot of my friends call me J. That's actually my preferred name, so... Looking at you guys arguing in the comments, looks like Mr. Maiden doesn't have much time. But let's all get along. You guys are my creatures of the night. We all gotta get along, and we all gotta come together. We gotta unite. You guys are my creatures of the night. I don't like you guys to fight, you know?